We've got 550 votes so far. 226 votes for Metroid 2, 190 for Bomberman, 62 for Streets of Rage 2, 61 for Zone of the Enders, and 45 for Bionic Commando. There's a 3% gap between Metroid and Bomberman, and it does not seem to be changing. Votes seem to be going in for both fairly evenly. Oh, I spoke too soon. Bomberman shot up to 35. There's about a 10-15 vote gap between Act 0 and Return to Samus. 836 votes in so far. 1% gap. We're gonna get this 30 more seconds, so get your votes in fast.
Pretty exciting.
Well, 2 for 3 from the night. I didn't beat your score and testify for this chance.
Man, that wait, Bomberman Act 0 pulled ahead.
Oh, we got 15 seconds left, so if you want Metroid or Bomberman, make your votes count.
Wait, Metroid's back on top.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End it. Metroid 2, Return to Samus by 15 votes. So we're gonna take another break. When we come back, get ready for some Metroid 2.
That was pretty impressive.
Sorry, Bomberman. One of these nights you're gonna get played again.
I still have all these hacks. This is ridiculous.
Does Metroid 2 have any ROM hacks?
Oh yeah,
probably.
there's a swimsuit one that Retsu Prey LP'd.
Glitchy, so probably not gonna play with that.
I don't know why these guys want me to play Metroid 2.
I don't know.
The $1 million question is,
man!
where would my Metroid 2 cart be? Probably out in the binder. I'll be back.
Oh man! There's a Streets of Rage 2 hack that has Ash as a playable character. Oh, I gotta download that. That's gonna be glorious. Yeah, Metroid 2 isn't a terrible game. It's just not good at all. Yeah, wait, I'd probably agree with you. Metroid 2 is probably the second or third worst in the series. I mean, that being
Hunters
said,
is down there.
That being said, though, most of the Metroid games are better than a lot of games.
Can I say Metroid Prime Pinball is one of my favorite DS games?
Dude, Metroid Prime Pinball is awesome, though. Because it was about time we needed a new video game character-based pinball game. Because Sonic Spinball, let's face it, was getting kind of old. And hey, Metroid 1 is amazing. Don't you go dissing Metroid 1.
Oh,
Metroid 1?
Are people dissing Metroid 1, or is John dissing Metroid 1?
No, some other people are dissing Metroid 1 in the
Okay.
chat.
No, oddly enough, I don't like Metroid 2 and I don't like Metroid Prime 2, so...
Can I be honest about something? I can completely understand why people do not like the original Metroid. Especially if Super or Onwards was their first Metroid.
That's true. The original Metroid was a very different game compared to the later games in the series.
Yeah, my problem is...
Zero Mission was really good, which was one's remake.
Yeah, but that had all the helpful things that were in later Metroid games, like a map. So
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
why...
the reason I liked the original Metroid was because you had to pretty much pen and paper it as well.
John, upload all the Pepsi Man American Guy clips to YouTube without any context.
I'm sure there's already on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be uploading the Pepsi Man stream probably tomorrow, actually. Someone tell John the straw poll got exactly 1,000 votes. Look at that. Yeah, it did too.
Quick, somebody go vote one more time.
Go ruin it, everybody.
Ooh, you can replace one of the characters with Shinobi.
Well, to be fair, Shinobi is in one of the Streets of Rage, so...
Is he?
Well, remember, he's a fightable character. Isn't he in 3, or is that just in remake?
I think it's just in a remake.
Oh, never
I mean,
mind. Never mind.
there's a ninja that's based off Shinobi from 3. One of the many ninjas. I think the black one in the railroad tracks.
I thought the one in that game was based on actual Streets of Rage 3. Guess I was wrong on that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to free my GameCube controller so we can play Metroid 2, but apparently it seems to be tangled in an Xbox headset.
I'm still really angry that the Monoprice goals have not come today.
The what?
I got this Turtle Beach XL1 headset for like $5, and I needed a couple of cables hooked up to my computer, and I ordered them from Monoprice like the middle of last week, and they're still not here. Which is really kind of a bummer.
Listen to that amazing soundtrack right now.
Hi, Luca Jin.
Hello, Luca Jen. How are you? Oh, listen to that sexy music. So great. This is disturbing. I gotta change this. Oh, I actually have saves on all of these. Wow.
Oh, man.
33 missiles. Well, this one's not very far by the looks of it. Is there a quick reset option?
When does Transistor come out? I think that's the name of the game.
Yeah, that's the Transistor.
When does that come out?
Soon. Okay. What's on start? Maybe I should just delete one of these.
2014 is the only date that's been set so far.
Okay, apparently I have the exact same save on all 3 saves by the looks of it.
Something the Derp has just subscribed.
The derp?
Quinnage?
And you see it when it flies by. Quinnage the derp, thank you for subscribing. You've earned yourself an egg.
You will give me an egg!
All 3 saves are the exact same spot? What?
Maybe you were doing an LP of it and forgot?
No, that doesn't... I'll be honest.
Sol Daraku just subscribed.
Sol Dairaku?
I think that's an
Sol Daraku, thank you for subscribing. Another egg.
You will give me an egg!
I'm trying to fix the title of the stream here. Metroid 2, Return to Samus. Return to Samus. Metroid 2, someone bloody find Samus for us. We've got a job for her.
That she won't get paid in.
What is the select button on this thing? That apparently. Yo, no, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Lighting on fire.
Oh.
Following does count. It's awesome, and you'll get an email too.
Sorry, go ahead, John.
If you follow, you'll get an email 2 hours after he starts streaming that he is live.
Yeah, no, Twitch is supposed to email you as soon as I start streaming, but lately it's been a little, finicky.
Sure,
that's
we'll go with
the term
that.
we'll use.
In all fairness, as far as we know, the command gets sent out to the servers to send the email as soon as you start streaming. However, they're too busy doing other things.
They're too busy making sure League of Legends chat can make sure they say that they call each other gay over and over again.
That, and, making sure that PS4 streaming goes so smoothly, because that's some sexy PS4 streaming.
At the 596 resolution.
To be fair, they kind of needs to go smoothly, because it's going to be used a ton when the Xbox One is out, because there'll be 2 separate consoles that can do it.
I hope the Xbox One streams in at least 720, because that'll make me so happy.
I can guarantee it's going to be the exact same. Or it could even be worse, because it's harder to program for the Xbox One, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. That doesn't mean it's going to be worse.
I guess not necessarily, but the odds are kind of there.
The odds are not in my favor.
Yeah. Hey, if they could prove me wrong, I'd be completely happy, but...
Yeah, I'll be thrilled if the Xbox One... I mean, I can understand streaming in 576 if you're on Wi-Fi, and then upping to 720 if you have a solid Ethernet connection. If you have, solid upload speed and stuff. Like, scaling your upload based off your internet connection, brilliant. But setting it in 576 no matter what your upload speed is kind of asinine. You have this console supposed to be able to play HD games, and you can't even stream them anymore.
I do kind of want to see someone stream with a PS4 and have, 240p.
Yeah.
I want to see the lowest quality stream possible from an Xbox or from a PS4 or Xbox One.
Go back to like 2007 YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
I like if you go on old enough videos, they give you two 40p or one 44p as options.
Dude, all modern videos have 144p as an option now. It's hilarious.
144p PS4 stream. There you go. Calling for it now.
For the record, I have done a test stream on Twitch at 28 pixels by 28 pixels, and it looks phenomenally bad.
Isn't that a Twitch emote?
Yeah, no, I streamed my Twitch emote canvas. I don't use.
That would be pretty
it was
amazing, to be
pretty
fair.
awful.
K-Wing
I wanna
streamed on
see
the
if I can
PS4
stream
yesterday
it.
and was either 360p or 240p.
Yeah, that's what I was telling people is I was telling this earlier for people who weren't here. I watched a couple of PS4 streams, and the highest I could get like a 720p-ish kind of thing, but it was up. You could tell it's upscaled, and 480 looked that much better. And somebody informed us after we started streaming that 576p is its native resolution for streaming, which is terrible. That is half of what the console is reportedly able to stream to your TV. Even though now nobody's saying the PS4 can even do proper 1080 to a TV. So.
But what about Call of Duty that says it's supposed to be streaming in 1080, or is that just fake 1080?
It's fake 1080.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah. There was somebody I saw. I can't find it on YouTube now. I found it the other day. And somebody was talking about Call of Duty on PS4. Basically, that some of it isn't even in 720 proper. Like some of the cutscenes aren't even in 720.
Oh,
PC Glorious Master Race.
Is the stream in slow mode? I've seen someone mention that it might be in slow mode.
It might have been left over in slow mode from when you did the poll.
All right, yeah, pop it out slow mode if you don't mind.
And for the record, John, PC Master Racing for Call of Duty Ghost doesn't really count because Call of Duty Ghost almost arguably does worse on the PC. But it makes a solid effort at it.
Well, I wasn't talking about Ghost, I was just talking about any game. Call of Duty looks like shit no matter what you put it on.
I mean, you know, Call of Duty would look good on something. I still argue that Call of Duty on the N-Gage was a great game.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute here.
It was possibly the best N-Gage game.
I thought that was Tony Hawk. The Tony Hawk I remember being pretty good on the N-Gage.
Yeah, Tony Hawk was good, but Call of Duty was pretty good as far as N-Gage games went.
You're talking about how good a game is on the N-Gage.
Yeah. Although, great, also the Sonic game for the N-Gage was not that bad. It was kind of on the slow side, but hey.
Slow Sonic game, let's make tons of those.
Oh, there are people in the chat who don't know what an N-Gage is.
Oh man!
Oh, should we tell them what this is?
It's
Okay,
a taco,
so-
that's all you need to know.
No,
That's not what it
Taco.
is.
Shut your face. I will punch you. No, okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, back in the early 2000s, Nokia kind of saw that the handheld game was becoming a real thing, and they also saw that smartphones were becoming a thing. Nokia was kind of like the forefront of the smartphone market, with they had actual proper smartphones before touchscreens and all that nonsense. And so what they decided to do was make a smartphone that could play proper games. They had proper game cartridges you had to insert, ran behind the battery in the first one, which is a bad idea. Proper game cartridges, you could go to like a GameStop and buy an N-Gage and buy game cartridges. It worked on a cell phone network, it worked as a phone. The original one had some downsides in that the speaker and the earpiece were kind of on the side of the phone, so you had to hold it like a taco to talk on it. And it was slow, so they came with a better version that had better controls, better processor, overall better usage of the game and stuff. Unfortunately, by that time, damage had been dealt, and the games that came out on it, while really good at the time, for what they were, especially for cell phone games, it didn't sell that well. Not to mention the N-Gage cost a ton more than a Game Boy Advance, which came out not too long before it. So you got to consider parents at a GameStop buying a Game Boy Advance is a much more appealing thing than Game Boy Advance and Pokemon.
I remember
So
I worked at EB Games when the N-Gage was out. And we had one in stock for like the entire time I was there. And then like a week or two before I left, I managed to actually convince someone to buy it.
You are an evil man, I love
So,
it.
so there was no, I tried to talk them out of it, believe it or not, but he was just like, no, this actually
Okay.
does fit what I need. I'm like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
So there was a running joke that like, head office was so proud that we actually managed to sell an N-Gage, we were all going to get promoted.
Oh, man. I admit, I bought both an N-Gage and N-Gage QD used after a while and bought a decent library for GameStorm to play them.
You also own an HD DVD player.
Shut up.
Wait, what? Brad!
No, there's an excuse. There's always an excuse.
Alright.
So, this actually happened not too long ago. It happened less than 2 years ago. A guy wanted to sell me a HD DVD player and I think 10 movies for less than $20. So I got movies like The Big Lebowski, A Life of Brian, Serenity, Aeon Flux, along other things on HD DVD with the player for $20.
Does that work on your Xbox?
No, I don't have the HD DVD player drive for the Xbox.
Oh, I thought that's what you had.
No, I have a proper player. It plugs in my TV, which means it also upscales DVDs a lot better than a cheap Blu-ray player. Because it's a top-of-the-line Toshiba HD DVD player, so it upscales DVDs gloriously. They look amazing.
Top-of-scale HD DVD player does not sound like words that should go next to each other.
It could be worse. At one point, I almost bought a capacitive electronic disc player, which is a CED for those of us who are, extra old.
A what?
Extra old.
A CED. While we're talking about history, back in the late 80s, early 90s, RCA decided it would be a good idea to get a vinyl, make it partially out of metal, and then charge it with a certain amount of electronic charge. And then when you put a needle in it, the needle reads some analog audio data and some analog video data, and then a little brush reads electronic audio and video data, and then it gets displayed on your TV.
So basically mini vinyl.
No, they were 12 inches.
Oh, okay.
They were huge.
Played video?
They came in a sleeve, and you put the sleeve at the front of your player, and it opened a special slot and took the disc in, and then spun it like a vinyl, and then played it. The main features of it were the fact that you only got 500 plays out of a disc, because then the disc got too worn to play again. You couldn't pause the video proper. Most of the early players couldn't pause at all, and the later players would pause on three or four frames in a row and kind of repeat those. And if it overheated, it could in fact melt the disc into the player permanently.
Sorry, I need to laugh for a second. I just realized we just got to the point where all three of those save files were.
You were that far into the game then, huh?
Yeah. I have a feeling I didn't play that card. I have a sneaking suspicion.
Yeah. And for everyone in the chat, it is not a Laserdisc. Laserdisc is completely separate from a capacitive electronic disc. I also almost bought one of those. Recently, actually, I still might, because Half Price Books near me has all of the first season of X-Files on Laserdisc.
On Laserdisc?
Yes, and that is something I need to own.
Need is a strong word.
I'm not saying I have the best taste in formats for my videos and music collection, but, I don't own a Betamax player.
Hang on.
And
I'll be back, guys. Something's up here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry, you guys can keep talking. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. And Skitch, Laserdisc was a lot better.
Didn't Laserdisc come out right before DVDs?
No, Laserdisc came out significantly before DVDs. They're prohibitively expensive, right? And Laserdisc stayed popular up until the 2000s, the mid 2000s even.
Was it then that? When did VHS become popular?
Late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
All right, so VHS and Betamax had their little war. Betamax was technically better than VHS, but the thing that pushed VHS was the fact that the porn industry bought into it because it was cheap. So cheap VHS tapes, right? And then after that, Panasonic, I think it was Panasonic, invested in Laserdiscs. And Laserdisc was late 80s, early 90s. Analog video stored on the same kind of medium that CD and DVD uses. Read with a laser, same sort of thing.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm playing Visions on Rock Band Blitz.
But Laserdisc was super expensive. You're talking in early 90s money, $2,000 for a player. And you're talking twice as much for a disc as for your comparable VHS. Things that Laserdisc had, though, and what made it popular was in the mid 80s, Citizen Kane came out on Laserdisc, and it had actually alternate audio tracks. So it was considered the first sort of special edition, and you could watch the movie. Granted, I think it took up 2 Laserdiscs, so you had 4 sides of video. But because you could only do 30 minutes or 60 minutes, depending on what kind of format you used per side. And they had alternate audio tracks, which is amazing, considering, you're talking back before that was ever a thing. Although Laserdisc itself also couldn't pause properly. It did the same thing where it kind of either had to store the frame electronically, or a thing a lot of players did was put a little turtle up on the screen, of all things.
Okay.
There was a turtle lying on its back that was the kind of mascot for Laserdisc.
So sorry about that, guys. I had to take off for a sec. I think someone in my apartment building's smoking weed.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Because I got, I distinctly smell weed. I was like, wait, what the fuck? This is an apartment building. You can't do that here.
No, you can't.
So I went out in the hallway to see if I could, track it down, but the smell actually went away when I left my apartment. So I think it's actually, the apartment below me is smoking weed.
The person who lives below me here smokes cigars, every third to fourth day. It comes up through the 11 inches of concrete. And to respond to the person in chat, yes, the Sega Genesis. There was a Genesis Laserdisc kind of combination sort of thing that happened for a while. That was an actual thing, which was interesting. And you could actually get a Laserdisc burner. That was also extremely expensive. Not quite as expensive as a first generation DVD burner, but the same difference. But that wasn't necessarily available to the public. That, and if anyone remembers games like Dragon's Lair, that was a Laserdisc game. Dragon's Lair is a Laserdisc game. You can actually get Laserdisc versions of it for your home console. You could play it on your Laserdisc player, for your stereo and stuff like that, and it was really cool. And for everyone looking it up, yes, the players are huge. You're talking something like 1.5 by 1.5, because the disc itself is 12 inches. It weighs a half a pound. It is bright silver. And it's pretty much indestructible. The only downside is that some of the early ones suffered from kind of rot. Basically, the seal wasn't very good, and they would mold from the inside out, which makes them unplayable. But you could seriously take a knife and just gouge straight across a Laserdisc, and it would play just fine. Like nothing ever happened.
Sorry, yeah, Brad, I gotta cut you off for a second here. Some people in the chat are asking how come I have an issue with someone smoking weed in the apartment building. That's because I have smoke allergies, and I could get sick and/or have to stop the stream because of it. So that's why. I don't have any problem if anyone wants to smoke weed. It's their choice, their life. Same with cigarette smoking, but please don't do it in a position where it affects me, especially in a building that actually literally says if you smoke in this building, you will get evicted. So yes, that is why. I have no problem with people smoking weed. I do have a problem with people smoking weed and the smoke getting into my apartment.
Yeah, that's not good. Do you have a maintenance person or a landlord you could call?
Yeah, but I'll give it a bit. It might just be one of those I'm smelling something from outside deals. So, but I have no windows open, so I don't know why.
I legitimately just hurt my hand playing Visions and Rock Band Blitz.
You are a special person.
Dude, that song was ridiculous.
It's okay. I just spent the past 10 minutes going on about video formats. What the hell's wrong with me?
Betamax.
I'm being told not to be a narc. Maybe we should play narc next.
Dude, I could go on for more about Betamax and stuff like that. I have endless hours of knowledge of this kind of nonsense. Skitch mentioned 3 or 4 times that him and me can nerd out on video formats, and I fully believe that.
Next stream, John needs to play a Laserdisc game. I don't think I own any. I own, ports of Laserdisc games. I think I have, a version or 2 of Dragon's Lair here, but I don't actually own an actual Laserdisc player.
Fun fact, widely considered one of the best ports of Dragon's Lair, the CDI version.
Of course.
So, I can't remember. What is Canada's laws on weed? Is it medically okay everywhere, or no?
Someone want to time out that person who just... There we go. Mods are on it. It depends on where you are, really. I think...
is it by province?
It's by province, yeah. Most predominantly in BC. Stores that sell paraphernalia are allowed here for the most part, but I think it's still... at least in Alberta, I believe it is still technically legal to sell.
I know like Vancouver has like a giant festival every year, where like they made the news because the cops were handing out bags of Doritos saying, "Please be responsible with your weed."
That was Seattle.
Oh, that was Seattle.
Was that? I thought that was Vancouver.
Nope, Seattle.
That's okay.
The Doritos thing made me crack up. Like, I would love imagine just cops handing out bags of Doritos.
To be fair, it's really the smart thing to do. Like the bags had like telling you how to like safely smoke or what the legal limits were or something like that. I forget what it was, but it was pretty funny. And Colbert talked about it for a while. And then the cops, because he made fun of the cops for doing it because Colbert. And then the cops wrote back to him saying like, we do this to be responsible, and they were just making fun of Colbert back. It was just weird back and forth that was just funny to read. Uh-oh. Let's see what this message says. Uh-oh. Someone else has told me something. No, well, it's not an uh-oh for me. Yeah, the stream's not going to stop anytime soon. The smoke's pretty much gone. My throat's going to be a bit messed up for the rest of it. That's about it. I got a message from someone else who's working on a project, and I think the project's going horribly wrong. I'm not going to name names, though.
Good.
No. Not going to name names out of courtesy to them. I have a feeling, though, it might be time to go to the cookie. What is the chat thinking?
Look at you just said Seattle has rain, coffee, hipsters, and weed.
That's pretty much Seattle, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Oh, and hills. Hills everywhere. Oh my god.
Seen those weed cookies? All right.
I'm not making a weed cookie emote.
Have you ever played a video game on weed?
Twitch already has a Rastafarian Franker Z.
Wait, what?
Danker Z is an emote.
God, really?
That is Franker Z with dreads and then a fuss with one of the rainbow hats, which I can't say now apparently after just saying it. A Rastafarian hat. It's Danker Z, and it's Salty Bet's one of Salty Bet's subscriber emotes.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, good old Salty Bet.
For the record, I tried for probably a solid week to give, there goes a name. Okay, let's go to the cookie.
I'm trying to find a save point before I go to a cookie, but at this point I think...
What is his name?
God, I should not have said Danker Z was this emote. There's so many people trying to do Danker Z now. You need to be subscribed to Salty Bet.
Alright, enough of this. Let's go to the cookie. I'm not going to be able to find a save point anytime soon.
Oh, Kevin Sorbo. I tried to make a Kevin Sorbo emote with a beanie cap, and it just didn't work.
With a beanie
I figured
cap?
out no way with my way of getting around the Twitch sort of thing. Although I'm encouraged now because Beardman Bears got through somehow, and so I'm thinking if I just do a low color.
Well, because it was an actual picture of him instead of like a cartoon version, which would Banjo was a redraw you did, right?
Yeah, I literally took a N64 screen cap, and then I just kind of reduced the colors, and then redid it, reduced the colors a little more, redid it, kept going.
All right.
I'm still a paying member of Salty Bet.
Yeah,
Yes, I am.
someone's gonna subscribe to Salty Bet just to Danker Z us. That'll be actually kind of funny. All right, let's go to the cookie. Our 5 choices for the fortune cookie this time around. Sorry, John.
Sorry, no, I'm talking to myself.
All right. Our 5 choices this time around are Streets of Rage 2 for the Genesis, Bomberman Act Zero multiplayer with people in the stream, followed by Virtua Cop 2 for the Sega Saturn. Oh my God, Banjo-Tooie for the N64.
More rare games. All of the rare
finally, Raiden Fighters Aces for 360.
Ooh.
Hell?
That's a good game. It's 3 of the Raiden games in one. Or Raiden, however you pronounce it. I usually say Raiden. I almost feel like I don't even need to open the straw poll at this point, but for formality's sake, let's click that. Let's see it.
Talking about Raiden, I still really want to play Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Revengeance is pretty good.
I have not played it because when it came out, I did not want to pay that much money for that game since I'm not into the Metal Gear lore.
Unsurprisingly,
for a game that had
sorry.
No, you.
All right. Unsurprisingly, Banjo-Tooie is currently crushing it at 42%. Bomberman Act Zero climbed up the charts at 37, though. We've got 530 votes so far. Virtual Cop 2 at 8%. Riding Fighters Aces at 9% now. And Streets Rage 2 sitting at 4.7. Banjo